Hey, what's up everybody? Hammer Art Metal Reviews here once again. Today we're doing a brand new album review for you, and we're going to be talking about some power metal with Sacred Outcry and their brand new album Towers of Gold. This album actually releases tomorrow, May 19th, 2023. Luckily there was an early stream of this that came out last week on the New Wave of Traditional Heavy Metal Full Albums YouTube channels. Definitely go check out that channel because you get tons of awesome albums, early streams. Awesome place to go to check out traditional heavy metal, power metal, all that stuff. Can't recommend that channel enough. So yeah, if you have not heard this band before, they are from Greece, play power metal, epic metal, however you want to label it. This is their sophomore outing. Their debut album came out, I think, in 2020, titled Damned for All Time, and that one was really awesome. That featured Yannis Papadopoulos on vocals, probably most well known for being in Beast in Black. Also did vocals on Warrior Path's debut album, which is kind of what brings me to this point. It's kind of unique that Yannis did vocals on Warrior Path's debut album, and then on their sophomore album, he was replaced by Daniel Heiman of Lost Horizon fame, and that is exactly what has happened here as well. Yannis is gone, brought in the new vocalist Daniel Heiman. If you have not heard Lost Horizon before, they only put out 2 albums, but absolutely some of the best power metal out there. One of the best power metal vocalists around. Definitely go check out Lost Horizon. Check out every project Daniel Heiman's involved in because his vocals are amazing. The second Warrior Path album is awesome. And now he is in Sacred Outcry. So let's find out what this album is all about. This essentially is a whole new lineup other than the founding bass player. He's still around since the beginning. But other than that, everyone else is different from the past album. As soon as I see Daniel Heiman's on an album, I mean, that has me immediately interested. I already liked the band based on their previous album, but the fact that he's now the vocalist elevates it even higher for me just based on my personal preference of his vocals. And this album, it's, I believe, a concept story. I'm going to have to dive into the lyrics more when I actually get the CD, but basically each song is like a long title, and then in brackets a little bit more to expand on the title, so I'm going to have to dive into that a little bit more. But this album really reminds me a lot of Lost Horizon, but kind of with some elements of Blind Guardian, with maybe some of the fantasy-themed lyrics, and even some touches of Manowar with more of the epic heavy metal stylings here. This album is 10 tracks. It's about 55 minutes long. So I'm going to do my usual spiel here on a review. I'm going to go track by track, just give you a quick run through of the album. That'll give you my thoughts on it as a whole, and I'll score it out of 10 at the end. So first song, the album kicks off with Through Lands Forgotten. This is just a really gorgeous intro, nice acoustic guitars, and Daniel Heiman's instantly recognizable voice. Like, even if you didn't know he was on this album, but you're familiar with Lost Horizon, you would recognize him right away. Just a really beautiful way to open it up. It's just a short song. Leads right into the second song, the absolutely amazing song, The Flame Rekindled. This one really picks up the pace with some speedy power metal riffing. The vocals are so triumphant and powerful here. It just makes me want to scream to the heavens to sing along. The chorus is so catchy. You're going to find yourself just holding your fist up and trying to sing along, even though I cannot hit those high pitches. But it's just amazing. This is definitely a highlight of the album. If you're on the fence about whether you like this or not, go check out this song, The Flame Rekindled. It'll give you a good idea of what you're in store for. If you don't like it, you probably won't like the album. But if you dig it, then you're in store for some more goodness with the rest. So after that, it goes into another awesome song, The Voyage. This one transitions perfectly from the previous song. It just like flows seamlessly. There's not even really a break, and I like that. The first 3 songs here, the album starts off absolutely amazingly here. This is just another great slab of epic metal. The vocals are so glorious. They are clearly the star of the show on this song and the album, but gotta give respect to the rest of the band here too. The musicianship is really on point. There's great melodic riffing. There's a nice solo in the song. The bass is good, and the drumming pounds along as you want it to on this style of music. So all in all, another very solid song. After that, the 4th track, Into the Storm. This one's more of a mid-paced tune, kind of dials back the speed, but that adds to the nice flow of the album. You don't want every song to be the exact same pace. So it is a nice change of pace to help keep the album engaging. All in all, another pretty solid song. After that, the fifth song, Symphony of the Night. This one opens acoustically and then it gets a little bit heavier. This one's got kind of a ballad type feel to it. It's just loaded with melody. There's a lot of nice guitar work on display. I wouldn't say this one's necessarily a standout track, but it's still pretty decent. After that, the sixth song is more of an interlude. It's called The Midnight Reverie. It's just a beautiful little ditty that kind of ties the previous song to the next song. The next song being The Sweet Wine of Betrayal. That's a great song title. This one's got a really slow build. Once again, powerful vocals really carry the song. Overall, I would say this is another one that isn't necessarily a highlight of the album, but it's not bad at all. It's still an enjoyable song. There's not really any like weak moments here. This one isn't just, it's just not one that I would say is one of the top songs on the album, but it's still all right. After that, the eighth song, The City of Stone. Here the pace picks back up. It's got some really nice, tasty riffing, really catchy sing-alongable song. Another one where you'll probably just be pounding your fist in the air and screaming along. Awesome stuff. That brings us to the title track, the ninth song, Towers of Gold. 15-minute epic. Epic is the key word here. This takes you on a journey, goes tons of different directions. It's fast-paced in parts, but then it slows down. The vocals, once again, are awesome. This is a definite highlight of the album. Really, this is the centerpiece of the album that it's all built around. This is worth the price of admission. Just for this song alone, 15 minutes of epic metal glory. There's about, I don't know, 6 or 7 minutes into the song. There's really nice bass work on display here, too. Almost reminds me of, like, old school Steve Harris, early Iron Maiden, with some of the just nice bass work that's going along with the riff. And I love hearing that kind of stuff in here. Give the bassist a chance to shine. It's really awesome. Really, truly a highlight of the album. Then it goes to the closing song, Where Crimson Shadows Dwell. This is an acoustic closer that kind of shadows back or mirrors the opening track. Kind of bookends the album nicely with an acoustic opening and an acoustic closing. Really just wraps up the story. Like I said, I need to dive into the lyrics a little bit more to understand the whole concept here, but I like how it opens and closes and really just ties it all together. So, for that song by song, my thoughts on this as a whole, this is truly heroic and triumphant power metal. Not exactly anything original here. This isn't anything that you haven't heard before, but this is epic power metal done right with absolutely amazing vocals. The album starts really strong. It is tough to match that enthusiasm on those first few tracks. It does maybe fade a little bit in the middle of the album with some songs that aren't quite as stand out. I would maybe like a few more fast-paced songs and maybe a few additional like ripping solos throughout, but I don't want that to sound like too much of a complaint because this is just thoroughly enjoyable from start to finish. There's not really any weak moments. I'm just trying to nitpick and offer a fair assessment of the album. I don't want it to sound like this is the best album I've ever heard, because it's not, but it's very good. It's very enjoyable. Overall, very solid. So, to score this out of 10, if you've watched my reviews before, if something hits 7.5 out of 10 or higher, that's something that is strong, that I would recommend you go listen to. If it hits 8 out of 10, that's even better, etc. If it gets to 9, that's like next level stuff. So based on everything I just said, this is very positive, easily hitting 7.5 out of 10. I don't think I can quite give this a 9 out of 10. It's not on that level yet. Maybe in time this will grow, but for today, I am very comfortable giving this 8 out of 10. Solid power metal album with amazing vocals that you should definitely go check out if you're into the style. So anyways, these are just my thoughts and opinions as usual. Love to get yours down below. Let me know what you think of this album. If you haven't heard it, go check it out. Until next time, Hammer Heart Metal Reviews.